I think I've made it obvious at this point that I don't really like Dream as a content creator, as a person. I just don't really care about the guy. But he always gets constantly put into situations where his character is always constantly being questioned. And that's been happening a lot considering the situation that happened a little while ago where he got into apparently an altercation with the voice actor of Gumball, so Nicholas Cantu. And of course, there were a couple of other situations, like when he was doing cheats and speedrunning. He was apparently housing an abuser at a certain point. The thirst traps that he posted that Critical was talking about in his video. And a couple of other stuff that Dream recently talked about in his most recent video, talking about literally every single situation that he's ever been a part of. So like I said, the cheating scandal, even before that when his face got leaked, to some other stuff that I don't really want to talk about within this video because it's not really all that important. What I'm here to talk about are the actual grooming allegations that came out in regards to Dream apparently doing stuff with underage fans. And he does a very good job in the video. I'll give him credit, right? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Dream did a really good job within the video to actually prove his case. He showed a lot of evidence. Basically what a lot of the topics boil down to is that a situation was taken out of context. Certain people were hiding certain information to try to make him look bad, and they were just straight up lying about certain pieces of information to begin with. So, of course, the first major situation that I would say is in regards to what he labels a timestamp within this video, Amanda. There were a couple of other allegations before in regards to him apparently flirting with certain people, certain underage fans, but that was quickly discarded because it was quickly proven not to be real. But the first big situation where someone had like a decent amount of evidence to prove that they actually were talking with Dream and that he was doing this, that, and the other, and yada yada yada. And in the video, basically Dream just says exactly what I had already said. A lot of the information that was in the video that Amanda was showing off within her tweets were actually taken out of context. She was blatantly hiding certain information to make him look bad and use certain information to make him look worse. And when asked to actually give the full transcript of their logs, of the entire receipts of them actually communicating with one another in regards to them talking on Snapchat or them talking on Instagram, there was a way to be able for her to actually show the full transcript of their entire conversation, and she wasn't doing that. And eventually she ended up disappearing after she said that she was going to be filing a police report, and that never happened. Dream's name is not in any police records. There was never any paperwork done to actually file a police report against Dream. None of that ever actually ended up happening. And the situation would end up come up again when someone made a burner account to further list off information in regards to Dream being a groomer or being a P word. And of course, we already know from what Dream has actually shown within the video that it's not actually real. The person who was actually supposedly a victim of Dream doing these terrible things exists, and he does follow her on Twitter, but she was never actually groomed. And Dream actually has a statement made from the person who was supposedly the victim, named Jamie, and she says straight up that none of the information that was made against Dream by that burner account is real. She was never groomed. She was never asked for explicit pictures of herself. She was never asked to do this, that, or the other. It wasn't real. None of that actually ended up happening. And she made a full statement, and Dream has that within the video. There was also some other information that was made by the burner account. The burner account even goes to say that Dream was actually confronted about these claims and these allegations, and said that Dream actually admitted to being this, that, and the other, being a groomer, being a P word, and all that other stuff that basically makes his character look terrible, and that's not actually real. The person who actually confronted Dream, apparently, supposedly from this burner account, actually has a response within the video saying that that never happened, and that the burner account who made all this information fabricated basically everything, if not literally almost everything, if not besides certain chat logs or certain pieces of information. But in regards to him being a supposed groomer, that was false. And the person who actually owns the burner account has no actual affiliation with Jamie, the supposed victim, or anyone else who has ever made any statements about Dream doing this, that, or this or that. It's just a random person, right? It's a random person who made a burner account, who wanted to make Dream look bad, who wanted to ruin his career, who wanted to ruin his reputation, and basically almost succeeded if it wasn't for Dream finally releasing this video, releasing all of this information, and finally talking about the situation. My overall consensus with Dream's video is basically this. Dream is not a groomer. Dream is not a pedo. He didn't do anything wrong. People made false allegations against him to try to ruin his career, and they almost succeeded. If it wasn't for Dream finally making this video, I would have thought otherwise, and I would have completely dismissed the entire situation as a whole, and just acknowledged Dream as being that one cringy YouTuber who makes Minecraft videos who also might actually be a groomer. And now I don't think that anymore. I might not like the guy still. I might find cringe humor to be really cringy and not funny in any way whatsoever. And Dream might actually find that funny, and that might be one of the reasons why I might not like his content, or I might not like him, or I might not like any of his social media posts. But at the end of the day, I didn't want him to be a groomer. I didn't want him to be a pedo. I didn't want anything to actually be true about the allegations that were made against him. And from what I can tell, unless proven otherwise, Dream is not that. He was falsely accused of terrible things, and they try to ruin his character, and I almost believed that, but I no longer do. I hope for the best for Dream. I hope that he moves on forward and continues making the best content that he can, even if I might not end up watching him. I hope for the best, and I hope that he can actually move forward from this, and that the allegations can stop, and that people stop trying to ruin his career and stop trying to ruin his reputation. And I hope from here on forward, whenever he does get brought into any new drama, he responds to it accordingly, professionally, and not out of emotion. Because as we've seen from multiple tweets that he's made before in the past, all that ever does is actually just make him look further worse. I hope for the best. I hope he does well. And with that, I'm done talking about the situation. I'm done talking about all this. I simply just don't care about talking about it anymore. If something happens in the future that proves everything that Dream said was a lie, or whatever, that gives validations to the victims and their claims, whatever. I don't really care to talk about it anymore. I'm gonna move on. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's almost Christmas. It's almost the new year. I'm gonna be focusing on that and spending time with my family. I hope that you do too. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more, please be sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.